The mechanics behind this are actually quite simple. The tool, our survival-driven ego, operating through hypervigilant default mode network, got absolutely terrified of the vastness of its own inner consciousness. Why? Because in pure, unadulterated consciousness, in that boundless, feminine, open sky of total acceptance, the ego completely dissolves. It loses control, it has no power, and it can't run any of its defensive algorithms. To the mind in a survival mode, total surrender feels like literal death. So, to protect its position, the internal ego staged a hostile takeover. It suppressed the spaciousness of consciousness, locked the queen in the basement, and declared itself the sole ruler of the psyche. And then it scaled this internal tyranny up to infinity and projected it outward. It built the dogmatic patriarchal institutions of modern religion to validate its new title and soothe its own existential panic. If you want to see the blueprints of how this internal heist was projected onto our actual history, you only need to look at 3 things the institutionalized ego did to secure its stolen throne. First, it cursed the source. The ego had to demonize the space that birthed it. This wasn't just about discriminating against physical women, though it certainly did that with horrifying enthusiasm. Metaphorically, by labeling the feminine principle as temptation, chaos, or the literal source of original sin, institutionalized religion cursed witnessing consciousness itself. And they made sure that anyone trying to access the spaciousness without a designated middleman was labeled a heretic. The ego demanded a closed system built on rules because an open sky cannot be taxed or controlled. And it got very inventive with justifying this. Remember the cosmic order of yin and yang. In the natural blueprint of reality, the masculine impulse is always born out of the feminine space. Form is born from the womb of potentiality. It's the only way physics and metaphysics can actually work. But when the patriarchal ego hijacked the throne, it realized it couldn't maintain absolute control if the primary source of life was recognized as feminine consciousness. So it pulled off the ultimate theological inversion. It literally flipped cosmic laws upside down and invented the myth of Adam's rib. It claimed that the rigid masculine form came first and that the feminine womb was just a secondary derivative byproduct carved out of a man's bone. It was the ultimate propaganda move to legitimize the cosmic heist, rewriting the very physics of creation to keep the queen locked away.